Hey, my friend, it's Melanie Ferguson, your host of Creatives on Fire, the podcast where I hope to inspire you to create a profitable six-figure following online. So turn it up and listen in to amazing stories of success, along with behind-the-scenes secrets and valuable tips from, you guessed it, Creatives on Fire. Hey, my sweet friend, Melanie here. I have a couple of questions for you. I want to ask you if you are struggling at all with overwhelm, feeling like you need to be in a million places, not having enough time. Maybe you struggle with feeling like you're not good enough. Or who am I? Who am I to be sharing this with my audience? That imposter syndrome that a lot of us struggle with. What about just knowing what the next step is you should take in your business? Does any of this resonate with you? If so, I'd love to invite you to Creatives on Fire Insiders. This is an amazing group of creatives who are finding success and growing their businesses together. It's designed to stop the overwhelm, to build your confidence, and to guide you through the next steps you should take in your business. A lot of our focus inside is on video and live video specifically, how to get good at it, how to really capitalize on the time that we spend in our businesses. If this sounds like anything that interests you, come spend some time with us, because let's face it, who you spend your time with matters. Check us out at creativesonfireinsiders.com. We'll see you there. Welcome back to the podcast. And this week, I thought we could make a little shift in our regular schedule. Maybe we could talk about something called perseverance. So the journey from 0 to 100,000 followers can be a really short one, depending on your experience, or a really long one, depending on your experience. I'm going to go ahead and address the one that is latter. That is what happened to me, and that is how I know what perseverance is. So when you're first starting out and you just started your page, you maybe have posted a few times and you know you need to go live, but you're just a little bit fearful. Or maybe it's a lot fearful, and you just don't know if you can do it. That is where perseverance comes in. You've got to persevere or be persistent about getting in front of the camera and going live on social media. Other things can happen during your journey as well. You may get negative comments on your posts. People may lash out at you personally, ask me how I know. You will have setbacks, maybe that are beyond your control. Maybe you get put in Facebook jail. Maybe you get your profile disabled. There are so many things that can happen in this journey from 0 to a six-figure following that can be out of your control regarding growth. But the key is to persevere, break through the barrier. Facebook jail usually lasts 24 hours, maybe 72 hours, and then at the most 30 days. Don't give up. Go ahead and make a plan for how you're going to make your comeback. When someone makes a terrible comment, you need to let that roll off your back. Yes, it stings. Yes, it hurts. Remember, they are not in the room with you. They do not know you. Obviously, they are hurting. Hurt people hurt people. We've all heard that before. So you've got to not fall into the trap of replying to them unless it's with complete grace. Some people say it's grace, but it's more of a passive aggressive grace, and that's not good either. The best policy is to ignore and move on. Ignore and move on, because we all know that every comment creates love to the algorithm. So we appreciate any and all comments, regardless of the tone. So as you're going forward with this journey, and it is, again, for most of us, a pretty long journey. My journey lasted about 3 years to get to where I am now, which is just shy of 200,000 followers, the good old fashioned way, one follower at a time. There's nothing wrong with the other ways of growth, but this is the most standard, believable, I want to say, repeatable way to grow your following. And that's what we want to know because it needs to be something that anyone can do, not just someone who falls into some luck or is given something on a plate. It's got to be something that is duplicatable. There's something I learned a long time ago in business. Systems are key. And the beautiful thing about systems is they are plans that are put in place that are duplicatable. So you can go and take a system and put it into your business and know without a shadow of a doubt that you will get the same outcome. That is what we're going for here. So you're on this journey, 0 to 6-figure following. You've gotten the holy grail. You've passed the 10,000 follower mark over on, say, Facebook, where you can start to be monetized, right? Everyone wants to be at the 10,000 mark where you can be monetized. And now you're hitting, 11,000, 12,000, and you're feeling a little bit maybe bored with the process, or it's just not exciting anymore because you've hit that big, fat, scary goal of 10,000 followers and you're tired. You've gotten to this part in the journey and you're tired and you're bored, and maybe you're even starting to feel some burnout. And this is where I would encourage you to stop and take a moment to reflect on where you've been, so that you can pick all of that up because it doesn't go away and push forward. This is perseverance. You persevere through these valleys because you will hit emotional peaks and valleys throughout your journey of growing your audience. You may be at a point where you're at 20 or 40,000. I remember my point was exactly 40,000 followers where I started getting frustrated. It was never fast enough. I was like, well, I should be growing faster. Where are all my virals? Where's my income? I mostly was like, I can't believe I'm at this point and I'm not making any money. And these are very frustrating and valid terms. Listen, you just persevere. You have to persevere through these trials that come up when you are growing. Now, another trap that you can fall into in your journey of growth is comparison. So it was about 100,000 where I started comparing my page and being a little more cognizant of those around me that also had 6-figure followings. And I was like, well, how did they go directly from 100 to 200? Or how did they go from 100 to 1,000,000? And the truth is, everybody's journey is different. Everybody's success and what's meant for them is totally different. You are individual, unique. That is the topic we hit on the week before last when we talked about staying in your lane. So if you haven't listened to that podcast episode, I would encourage you to go back and listen to that podcast that will hopefully help you with the big green-eyed monster of jealousy and comparison and how that will steal all of your energy. And you've got to have energy in order to persevere. And so when you hit these points of frustration and comparison and boredom, you've got to break through them with perseverance. I don't want to leave you with just the negative, like why things happen and that they happen and you're guaranteed to have, disappointment and frustrations and setbacks and ugly, negative people in, the process and the journey of growing your page. I want to give you some things, some tools that can possibly help you as you overcome these and persevere, I want you to remember why. Why did you start this account? Why did you start this journey to grow an audience? Why do you even want an audience? Why do you want a following? What will that bring to your life? And even further than that, not just what will that bring to your life and why do you want an audience, but how will that make you feel? How will growing a 6-figure following make you feel? Yes, it's important to know why we are doing what it is we are doing each and every single day, because my goodness, let's face it, we are pouring our heart and souls into growing these audiences. But why? What are you going to do with yours? Do you have a plan in place? Are you dripping that plan out as you go and you're just scaling to 100,000 followers? Are you scaling to the 200,000 followers? Maybe you're scaling to the 1,000,000 follower mark. Is there a plan for that, or is it haphazard? Are you just kind of going through the day to day, live video to live video? You really need to take a moment and take it all in. You need to decide, why are you doing this? What is it going to do for your business? What is it going to do for you? What is it going to do for your family and those around you? I want you to take a minute also and decide what your milestones are going to be with this journey of growing to a 6-figure following. Maybe the first milestone is to grow to 10,000. Maybe the second milestone is to grow to 50. Maybe it's to 20,000. Maybe it's to 75,000. I know one time mine was to grow to 80,000. Make milestones. Don't make them so far apart that they aren't frequent enough. There needs to be a milestone that you can hit at least every 3 months. Don't let it be a milestone that takes an entire year to reach. That defeats the purpose. The purpose is to celebrate your wins. Celebrate all of your wins, the tiny wins, the big wins, the medium wins. But you have to know what these milestones are so that you recognize them when they come up and you can properly celebrate them. Decide ahead of time what that celebration looks like. What are you going to do for yourself when you hit that milestone? I remember when I was in another industry, we all know it was real estate, which I still am, by the way. I always talk about it in the past, but it's very important to have these milestones. I used to say that after every closing, I was going to go have a really nice steak restaurant dinner with my entire family. And that can be really expensive. So I would not do that unless I had a closing. Well, when I started having closings very frequently, like multiple 5 and 10 a month, that wasn't really I didn't want to have a steak dinner every week. So you have to be flexible with your celebrations and just know what it is that fulfills you. So I shifted it a little bit to a new pair of shoes. And I would go get and treat myself to a new pair of shoes. Well, that kind of didn't do it for me after a while either. And I had to shift my celebration again. And it ended up landing on a spa treatment. So I would get a massage every time I would have a closing. And for me, yes, that did not fulfill I guess indirectly my family it did, but it really fulfilled me. And it really kept me going. And it really kept me wanting to have that experience again. And so when the times got really hard and I had a really, really hateful client or ungrateful client or something that was a setback, an appraisal that didn't come in, that was out of my control, I could persevere. I could see it through. I could fight through those hard times and get to the other end because I knew why I was doing it. I knew what it was going to do for my future. And I knew what my celebration was going to be at the end of the tunnel. So choose some celebrations. They don't have to be as big as those things. those were equivalent to a real estate transaction. For me, for this line of business, I made my celebrations as easy as a happy hour trip to Sonic. For a special drink, I would order a Diet Dr. Pepper with peach. Yes, don't go, bleh, but it was true. A Diet Dr. Pepper with peach, sugar-free peach flavoring was my little treat. And it was if I did a certain number of lives that week, or I got through a certain milestone of followers. So just decide again what those rewards look like for you. And then lastly, I want to leave you with this. This climb from 0 to 100,000 followers on any platform is a journey. It is not a destination. It is a journey. This is a very important lesson to remember, because if you treat it like a destination, you will work so hard to get there, and you will do all the things, and you will persevere, and you will get there, and you will look around, and you will be disappointed. You will be disappointed. Take it from someone who knows everything in life. Life itself is a journey, not a destination. You may think that magical moment you wake up and have 100,000 followers is going to change everything. I'm here to share with you, it does not. What changes everything is your journey. Your journey will grow you. During your journey, you will learn how to persevere. You will meet people. You will get to know your audience. Those are the precious people who are going to know, like, and trust you and ultimately buy from you. Whether it's at 50,000 of them or 100,000 of them, the concept is the same. So don't be so focused on the destination that you forget to mark these points along your journey. For those are the big things. I have a sign out on my back porch that says, take time for the little things, because one day you'll realize those were the big things. All right, you guys, I hope you got something out of this episode. I truly enjoy sharing with you guys every single week. Persevere and make it happen. Thank you so much, my friend, for listening to the podcast. I'm blessed every single time you come back and listen to an episode. It's especially amazing when you share it with others on social media. So be sure to follow Creatives on Fire online. Listen, if you have not already done so, I want you to go ahead and download the 5 ideas I personally used to explode my online audience growth to a 6-figure following. You can find that at creativesonfirepodcast.com. I appreciate you, and until next time, stay inspired.